1.2.9. Using scientific notation. Recall at the beginning of the section that we found the number 1.3 multiplied by 10 to the power of 13 when describing bits of information in digital images. Other extreme numbers include the width of a human hair, which is about 0.00005 meters, and the radius of an electron, which is about 0.0000000000047 meters. How can we effectively read, compare, and calculate with numbers such as these? A shorthand method of writing very small and very large numbers is called scientific notation, in which we express numbers in terms of exponents of 10. To write a number in scientific notation, move the decimal point to the right of the first digit in the number. Write the digits as a decimal number between 1 and 10. Count the number of places, n, that you moved the decimal point. Multiply the decimal number by 10 raised to a power of n. If you move the decimal left as in a very large number, n is positive. If you move the decimal right as in a small large number, n is negative. For example, consider the number 2,780,418. Move the decimal left until it is to the right of the first non-zero digit, which is 2. 2.780418, move it 6 places left. We obtain 2.780418 by moving the decimal point 6 places to the left. Therefore, the exponent of 10 is 6, and it is positive because we moved the decimal point to the left. This is what we should expect for a large number. 2.780418 multiplied by 10 to the power of 6. Working with small numbers is similar. Take, for example, the radius of an electron, 0.0000000000047 meters. Perform the same series of steps as above, except move the decimal point to the right. 0.0000000000047. Move it 13 places right. 4.7. Be careful not to include the leading zero in your count. We move the decimal point 13 places to the right, so the exponent of 10 is 13. The exponent is negative because we moved the decimal point to the right. This is what we should expect for a small number. 4.7 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 13. A. Scientific notation. A number is written in scientific notation if it is written in the form a multiplied by 10 to the power of n, where 1 is less than or equal, the absolute value of a is less than 10, and n is an integer. Example 10. Converting standard notation to scientific notation. Write each number in scientific notation. A. Distance to Andromeda Galaxy from Earth, 24 sextillion meter. B. Diameter of Andromeda Galaxy, 1 sextillion 300 quintillion meter. C. Number of stars in Andromeda Galaxy, 1 trillion. Diameter of electron, 0.000000000000094 meter. E. Probability of being struck by lightning in any single year, 0.000000143. Solution. A. 24 sextillion meter. 24 sextillion meter. Move it 22 places left. 2.4 multiplied by 10 to the power of 22 meter. B. 1 sextillion 300 quintillion meter. 1 sextillion 300 quintillion meter. Move it 21 places left. 1.3 multiplied by 10 to the power of 21 meter. C. 1 trillion. 1 trillion. Move it 12 places left. 1 multiplied by 10 to the power of 12. D. 0.000000000000094 meter. 0.0000000000094 meter. Move it 13 places right. 9.4 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 13 meter. E 0.000000143 0.000000143. Move it 6 places right. 1.43 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 6. Analysis. Observe that, if the given number is greater than 1, as in examples AC, the exponent of 10 is positive, and if the number is less than 1, as in examples DE, the exponent is negative. Try it number 10. Write each number in scientific notation. A. U.S. national debt per taxpayer, April 2014, $152,000. B. World population, April 2014, 7,158,000,000. C. World gross national income, April 2014, $85,500,000,000. D. Time for light to travel 1 meter. 0.00000000334 s. E. Probability of winning lottery. Match 6 of 49 possible numbers. 0.00000000715. B. Converting from scientific to standard notation. To convert a number in scientific notation to standard notation, simply reverse the process. Move the decimal places to the right if n is positive, or n places to the left if w is negative, and add zeros as needed. Remember, if n is positive, the value of the number is greater than 1, and, if n is negative, the value of the number is less than 1. Example 11. Converting scientific notation to standard notation. Convert each number in scientific notation to standard notation. A. 3.547 multiplied by 10 to the power of 14. B. Negative 2 multiplied by 10 to the power of 6. C. 7.91 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 7. D. Negative 8.05 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 12. Solution. A. 3.547 multiplied by 10 to the power of 14. 3.5470000000000. Move it 14 places right. 354,700,000,000,000. B. Negative 2 multiplied by 10 to the power of 6. Negative 2.00000000. Move it 6 places right. Negative 2 million. C. 7.91 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 7. 7.91. Move it 7 places right. 0.000000791. D. Negative 8.05 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 12. Negative 0.00000000008.05. Move it 12 places right. Negative 0.0000000000805. Try it number 11. Convert each number in scientific notation to standard notation. A. 7.03 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. B. Negative 8.16 multiplied by 10 to the power of 11. C. Negative 3.9 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 13. D. 8 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 6. Using scientific notation in applications. Scientific notation, used with the rules of exponents, makes calculating with large or small numbers much easier than doing so using standard notation. For example, suppose we are asked to calculate the number of atoms in 1 liter of water. Each water molecule contains 3 atoms, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. The average drop of water contains around 1.32, multiplied by 10 to the power of 21 molecules of water, and 1 liter of water holds about 1.22, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4 average drops. Therefore, there are approximately 3, open parenthesis, 1.32, multiplied by 10 to the power of 21, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 1.22, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4, closed parenthesis, approximately, equals, 4.83, multiplied by 10 to the power of 25 atoms in 1 liter of water. We simply multiply the decimal terms and add the exponents. Imagine having to perform the calculation without using scientific notation. When performing calculations with scientific notation, be sure to write the answer in proper scientific notation. For example, consider the product, open parenthesis, 7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 5, multiplied by 10 to the power of 6, closed parenthesis, equals, 35, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10. The answer is not in proper scientific notation because 35 is greater than 10. Consider 35 as 3.5 multiplied by 10. That adds a 10 to the exponent of the answer. Open parenthesis, 35, closed parenthesis, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10, equals, open parenthesis, 3.5, multiplied by 10, closed parenthesis, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10, equals, 3.5, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 10, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10, closed parenthesis, equals, 3.5, multiplied by 10 to the power of 11. Example 12. Using scientific notation. Perform the operations and write the answer in scientific notation. A. Open parenthesis, 8.14, multiplied by 10 to the power of, -7, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 6.5, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10, closed parenthesis. B. Open parenthesis, 4, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, -1.52, multiplied by 10 to the power of 9, closed parenthesis. C. Open parenthesis, 2.7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 6.04, multiplied by 10 to the power of 13, closed parenthesis. D. Open parenthesis, 1.2, multiplied by 10 to the power of 8, closed parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, 9.6, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis. E. Open parenthesis, 3.33, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, -1.05, multiplied by 10 to the power of 7, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 5.62, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis. Solution. A. Open parenthesis, 8.14, multiplied by 10 to the power of, -7, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 6.5, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10, closed parenthesis, equals, open parenthesis, 8.14, multiplied by 6.5, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10, to the power of, -7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 10, closed parenthesis. Commutative and associative properties of multiplication. Equals, open parenthesis, 52.91, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 3, closed parenthesis. Product rule of exponents. Equals 5.291, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4. Scientific notation. B. Open parenthesis, 4, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, -1.52, multiplied by 10 to the power of 9, closed parenthesis. Equals, open parenthesis, 4, over, -1.52, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 5, over, 10 to the power of 9, closed parenthesis. Commutative and associative properties of multiplication. Equals, open parenthesis, -2.63, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of negative 4, closed parenthesis. Quotient rule of exponents equals negative 2.63 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 4. Scientific notation. C. Open parenthesis, 2.7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 6.04, multiplied by 10 to the power of 13, closed parenthesis, equals, open parenthesis, 2.7, multiplied by 6.04, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 5, multiplied by 10 to the power of 13, closed parenthesis. Commutative and associative properties of multiplication equals, open parenthesis, 16.308, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 18, closed parenthesis. Product rule of exponents equals 1.6308, multiplied by 10 to the power of 19. Scientific notation. D. Open parenthesis, 1.2, multiplied by 10 to the power of 8, closed parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, 9.6, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis, equals, open parenthesis, 1.2, over, 9.6 closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 8, over, 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis. Commutative and associative properties of multiplication equals, open parenthesis, 0.125, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 3, closed parenthesis. Quotient rule of exponents equals 1.25, multiplied by 10 to the power of 2. Scientific notation. E. Open parenthesis, 3.33, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, negative 1.05, multiplied by 10 to the power of 7, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 5.62, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. Equals, open square bracket, 3.33, multiplied by, open parenthesis, negative 1.05, closed parenthesis, multiplied by 5.62, closed square bracket, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 4, multiplied by 10 to the power of 7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5, closed parenthesis. Approximately, equals, open parenthesis, negative 19.65, closed parenthesis, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 16, closed parenthesis. Equals, negative 1.965, multiplied by 10 to the power of 17. Try it number 12. Perform the operations and write the answer in scientific notation. A. Open parenthesis, negative 7.5, multiplied by 10 to the power of 8, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 1.13, multiplied by 10 to the power of, negative 2, closed parenthesis. B. Open parenthesis, 1.24, multiplied by 10 to the power of 11, closed parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, 1.55, multiplied by 10 to the power of 18, closed parenthesis. C. Open parenthesis, 3.72, multiplied by 10 to the power of 9, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 8, multiplied by 10 to the power of 3, closed parenthesis. D. Open parenthesis, 9.933, multiplied by 10 to the power of 23, closed parenthesis, divided by, open parenthesis, negative 2.31, multiplied by 10 to the power of 17, closed parenthesis. E. Open parenthesis, negative 6.04, multiplied by 10 to the power of 9, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, 7.3, multiplied by 10 to the power of 2, closed parenthesis, multiplied by, open parenthesis, negative 2.81, multiplied by 10 to the power of 2, closed parenthesis. Example 13. Applying scientific notation to solve problems. In April 2014, the population of the United States was about 308 million people. The national debt was about $17,547 billion. Write each number in scientific notation, rounding figures to 2 decimal places, and find the amount of the debt per U.S. citizen. Write the answer in both scientific and standard notations. Solution. The population was 308 million, equals 3.08, multiplied by 10 to the power of 8. The national debt was $17,547 billion approximately, equals $1.75, multiplied by 10 to the power of 13. To find the amount of debt per citizen, divide the national debt by the number of citizens. Open parenthesis, 1.75, multiplied by 10 to the power of 13, divided by 3.08, multiplied by 10 to the power of 8, closed parenthesis, equals, open parenthesis, 1.75, over, 3.08, closed parenthesis, dot, open parenthesis, 10 to the power of 13, over, 10 to the power of 8, closed parenthesis. Approximately, equals, 0.57, multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. Equals 5.7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4. The debt per citizen at the time was about $5.7, multiplied by 10 to the power of 4, or $57,000. Try it number 13. An average human body contains around 30 trillion red blood cells. Each cell measures approximately 0.000008 m long. Write each number in scientific notation and find the total length if the cells were laid end to end. Write the answer in both scientific and standard notations. 1.2.10 Media. Access these online resources for additional instruction and practice with exponents and scientific notation. Exponential notation. http://openstacks.org/L7 exponent closing parenthesis. Properties of exponents. http://openstacks.org/L/exponprops closing parenthesis. Zero exponent. http://openstacks.org/L7 zero exponent closing parenthesis. Simplify exponent expressions. http://openstacks.org/L/exponexpress closing parenthesis. Quotient rule for exponents. http://openstacks.org/L/quotofexpon closing parenthesis. Scientific notation. http://openstacks.org/L/scientific nota closing parenthesis. Converting to decimal notation. http://openstacks.org/L/decimal nota closing parenthesis.